Felicia, I didn't know you could bring dogs on cruises.
You can actually.
You can?
Yeah.
Wait, is that in our FAQ?
Some people need their little service dogs or what are they called?
I don't know. Welcome to Cruise FAQ 002, the how-to cruise thing. That's what we're doing again here. My name is Tim, and who are you?
Felicia.
And who's that?
Emma.
The cruise dog?
The cruise dog.
They set up these little poopy stations on the cruises. I'm not going to lie. These little, like, mulch areas and grass and with a little fire hydrant. I don't think dogs really use fire hydrants, but that's where they set them up on the cruise. We have seen that before.
We have seen it.
We actually go hunt them out now. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. So, all right, so we have 10 questions we picked from random. Now, last time people got all kind of pissy because we put their names on the screen, so we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it completely anonymous this time. But by all means, if you have cruise questions, send them to, well, just like comment down here on YouTube, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and if you're on Instagram, Facebook, wherever else you're watching this, go to YouTube, look for cruise reviews, and you will find us there. And just type your questions in there, and we will address them in a future cruise FAQ.
That's right.
This is for beginners, and some people who have cruised a bunch of times. Now, I've cruised, I think, 796 times now. That's like every week of my life, I think. So, yeah, I've done it quite a few times, so I know pretty much everything that's going to happen. No, this is not a wig. All right, go ahead. What's the first question today?
Okay, so in your honest opinion,
go ahead.
What do you consider to be the best cruise line?
That's a difficult question, Felicia, because it's extremely subjective, you know, because some people like Bing, some people like Bong, some people like Ying, some people like Yang. You know what I mean?
And some people like your hair.
Some people love my hair.
And some people don't.
It's not a wig. So let me tell you, it really is subjective. It really depends what you want to get out of your cruise. If you want to do adults only, you should probably do something that skews a little bit more to adults. Virgin is 18 and older. Right. You know, 18 years old is still snot-nosed little punks. So you could end up with kids on that cruise. And I hate 18, especially 18, 19. Oh, do you remember yourself at 18, 19? Were you a jerk or what?
No, I was a
Most people are jerks at 18, 19. I'm not going to lie. But Princess, Holland, the exclusive like Oceania and Viking. I don't even know how to say that, Oceania. So. And some of the other ones too. The exclusive hoity-toity high-dollar cruises are more adult. And the other ones, the Royal Caribbean, the Carnival, are going to be more skewed towards kids. I think Norwegian skews a little bit more towards adults, don't you think? I think it does. I didn't see as many kids on our Norwegian cruises. But if you want to have a family experience and you're still at that age where you have families, you probably want to do one of the Royal Caribbean Carnival, maybe MSC is kind of a new player in the family cruise game.
Yeah.
Because they're so cheap. I mean, it's like, seriously, they're like the ghetto cruises. I'm not going to lie. It's half the price of everybody else.
But
I don't think that's going to end. It is a good cruise.
Cruise.
I don't think it's going to end well for them. If you keep that low dollar thing, you're going to attract all the people that Carnival didn't want. And
Ooh.
You know what I mean? They're going to end up on MSC, you know what I mean? Not that having a lot of money is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? You're just going to attract the wrong kind of people who are going to create more trouble than have fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what is the best? I don't know. It really, again, is subjective. If you're a little bit older, like Felicia, you probably want to skew towards probably Holland America, where 75-year-olds are predominantly there.
You're so wrong.
You know? But yeah, if you're a little bit older, you probably want to go to Holland, Virgin, Celebrity's another good one, thank you. Mm-hmm. Virgin, where it's really, really tailored more towards adult crowds.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, if you're looking for the family experience, if you still have small kids, you might want to do Royal Caribbean Carnival, MSC, and those who kind of play towards the kids a little bit more, you know what I mean? So it's really hard to say who's the best. Who's your favorite?
I don't know.
It's hard to say, right?
It's very hard to say because they all offer
a little bit of everything, right?
A little bit of everything,
yeah.
Agreed.
I'd have to say entertainment-wise, I'm leaning towards MSC, even though one of the shows was terrible. But they had two that were really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas was incredibly disappointing for their flagship, the biggest ship in the world. Their shows were terrible.
We were on the inaugural
We were on an early cruise on there, and they may have tightened it up by now.
They were not quite ready.
But their Broadway shows on some of the other ships are
Amazing.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Hairspray.
Yeah.
What else did we see?
That's right.
Grease?
Grease.
Was it Grease?
We did see Grease on something.
Yeah, on some one of the ships. I don't remember which one.
Which one?
But some of the shows are really good, so it's really hit or miss in that arena too. All right, what's the next question? We drag that out like a dead cow. Go ahead.
So everybody has to eat on a cruise ship, right? So
I'm starving.
How's the food?
Again, that is extremely subjective. Now, let me tell you that it's extremely difficult to, having been in the restaurant business and the food service business and the entertainment business, I've done the hotel thing for years, and it's extremely difficult. Think about being at a wedding. You've got to cook for thousands of people all at once. You're cooking the same dishes.
I can't imagine.
And it's really hard to put love and feeling and effort into that when you're doing so many. You need to get so many hot meals out all at once. It's almost impossible to just really put a little bit extra oomph in it, you know? So you're going to end up with hotel food. That's what I tell people. It's kind of hotel food on your cruise ship. Now, if you want to upgrade, which is completely possible on most cruise ships, they have specialty restaurants, which you can book. They're extra charge for specialty restaurants.
They are.
Or if you do the suite experiences on a lot of ships like MSC's Yacht Club, which is insanely great, they have their own restaurant. Celebrity had their own suite restaurant. Royal Caribbean has their own diamond, whatever they are, for the suite people. And those are much smaller kitchen areas, so they can cook to order, and they're going to put a lot more love and effort into your meal, in your particular meal, than they will when they're cooking for 1,000, 2,000 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard to do that. So the food can be hit or miss, but it depends what you want to pay. You know what I mean? The steak houses on most of the cruise ships, amazing.
Yes.
The hibachi tables
Hibachi are awesome.
almost always, and they cook right in front of you, so you know they're preparing your meal right in front of you.
Right.
So you know what you're going to get there.
Always good.
Always good, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's go on. People are getting bored. I can sense that. Bobby, wake up.
All right, so I love your hair.
I know.
I do.
Thank
I
you.
really do. So can you bring your hair stuff on the cruise ship?
Well, yes and no. Theoretically, you're not supposed to bring anything on a cruise ship that has a heating element for fear of some knucklehead leaving it on, like a teenage girl leaving it on and catching on fire, right? Which can happen. And a fire on a cruise ship is a terrible thing because you're out there in the middle of the ocean. There's nowhere to go, right?
Right.
And the last thing you want to do is run out and have to jump on a lifeboat, and God forbid something like that ever happened on a cruise ship. It would be terrible. And I don't think it's ever happened. The Costa Concordia sinking, but not because of a fire, because they hit a rock. The captain was trying to be all cavalier and showing off in front of his girl. Oh, look at me. I'm going to hit him. I'm going to come close. So watch that. Oh, time to get off. Bye, captain, leaving first. That's not how it went down, but... So technically, in the rules and the regulations, they say don't bring anything with a heating element, which includes your heating iron, what do they call it, flat irons, and your hair dryers, your hair curly brush. But more and more, I'm seeing a lot of these cruises, if you leave it in your checked luggage, they let it sail through. Tell me what happened to your last cruise.
And that's exactly what happened. We put it in my checked luggage.
What did you get through with?
A flat iron
And
a heated brush blow dryer.
Okay, because they know they're going to create World War VI if they tell a woman she can't bring her flat iron,
what are
right?
you supposed to do when you get... Now,
they have blow dryers on the cruise ships.
They do. They do
Most
have
of the
blow dryers.
cruises, right?
Yes, they do. But they don't have flat irons.
Yeah, they don't have flat irons, and flat irons are the big thing right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And curling irons, people still use that.
Same,
So
yeah.
they say don't bring them, but more and more I'm seeing a lot of cruise ships just let them slide in. So I'm going to say bring it on. The worst thing that could happen is they would take it out of your checked luggage and you'd have to pick it up at the end of your cruise.
That's right.
But I don't think it's going to happen because a lot of women are really
I took
upset
the chance
about
on our last one and I got it right through. No problems.
Yeah, me too. I got my flat iron through. I'm
know
so
you did.
happy about that. What's the next question, Felicia?
All right. So what should I bring to wear? Is there a formal thing? What we got?
There are formal nights, and people ask that all the time. Well, what should I wear for white night? What should I wear for formal night? What should I wear for this night? And to be honest, it's completely voluntary at this point. 10, 20 years ago, you had to wear formal wear or you couldn't get in the main dining room on formal night.
That's true.
But now no one cares. I see people with shorts. I wear cutoff shorts in the formal nights. You probably should wear, guys should probably wear a collared shirt, at least a golf shirt or a polo shirt or something. And maybe some nice shorts. But they don't enforce the rules at all on any of the main cruise lines. Now, on the hoity-toity ones, on your Viking or Oceania or whatever, Silver Sea. They probably might enforce those, but those are a bunch of old snooty guys, and you don't want to mess with them anyway, and you probably don't want to be on those cruises. I wouldn't want to be on those. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
But on the main cruise, Royal Caribbean, your Celebrity, your Carnival, your MSC, nobody's enforcing anything. So basically, you wear whatever you want. I have seen bathing suits in the main dining room on Formal Night, and it's just the way it goes. Now, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. I've tried it just to try it, and honestly, I felt like a schmuck doing it. But what you want is the pictures, because they have photographers all over the ship, and they take pictures before and after the dinner. And how often do you get a really good formal picture of yourself? You know, so that's why I think it's really worth. Or you or your entire family, if your family's there for that matter.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to take a really good
do
picture of
take
your
some
family?
really nice pictures on
So
the
yeah,
cruises.
on Formal Night, why not dress up, right?
Yeah. No, I agree
Look
with
good.
You. I agree with you.
Yeah. So is it optional? Absolutely. Do you have to dress up? No. But should you dress up? Maybe a couple of nights on the cruise ship's not a bad idea to dress up, just for the picture
Yeah,
opportunities.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Go ahead. What's next?
Okay, so the cruise ship stops in several ports depending on how long your duration of your cruise is.
Right on.
So, do you need cash to get off the ship? Do you need money? Does it cost anything to get off the ship?
No. Every port in any ship you can get off and walk around for free. In Nassau, in the Virgin Islands, in St. Thomas, in St. Lucia, I can't think Cancun, Cozumel, the entire Caribbean thing, as well as Alaska. And as far as I know, most of the European ports, you can get off without paying a dime to get off the ship. Now, you can walk around, you can book your own taxi tours.
Yep.
We don't recommend that. We talked about that in another cruise video, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and you'll find out why it's not always a great idea to do your own tour, because the ship won't wait for you, and we'll talk about more about that in the future. But yes, you can get off and walk around and experience the immediate port area, really.
Yeah.
You've got several areas to walk around. Most of the port areas have shops, some restaurants, some nice little bars. So even if you don't want to pay for an excursion, you can get off the ship and say, hey, I was in the Bahamas. I was in the Virgin Islands. And I did walk around and meet some of the locals and see how things are done there. But no, you don't have to pay to get off. Now, you can pay. You can book excursions. You can get taxis. You can do personalized tours. You can do whatever you want.
That's right.
But absolutely not. You don't have to pay a dime. You can get off that ship, walk around, say, I was in Nassau. I saw a lot of downtown Nassau without paying a dime.
Yep, you can.
It's
You can see a
completely
lot
free.
of it. Yeah.
And we do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Okay. Do you feel like cruising is a good way to meet people?
You know, it depends. People are so weird these days. You know, do you know how you move into a new neighborhood, and we've done this several times, and you barely meet your neighbors anywhere. Everybody's so closed off. They've got their little cliques and their little groups, and they don't let anybody in, and it's so unfortunate. So there's always that one boisterous jackass on every cruise. You know what I mean? The guy with his hat backwards, sunglasses, the rednecky guy. You know what I'm talking about. The guy's like, do you like boxing? No. Do you like hunting? No. Well, do you like fishing? No. This is me saying no. He's like, well, what do you like? And I'm like, well, if you're asking me if I like killing things all the time, I'm going to say no. It doesn't seem like my cup of tea, okay? So there's always the boisterous guy who's everybody's friend. He's probably an insurance salesman or something. Some person who's there's always somebody to talk to, but is it a great way to meet lifelong friends?
Some people say it is.
It's hard.
Some people say it is, but
Now, if you go to the main dining room every night, you sit with the same people, and sometimes you happen to click with those people.
Yeah.
Like, we met somebody when we went on our first MSC cruise. We met a physician somewhere, and he seemed real nice, and well, our life changed, so we ended up moving and all this stuff, and it never clicked. But I thought we were going to end up hanging out with him. We just kind of fell apart. He seemed really nice. Family seemed really nice. Yeah. So you can, absolutely. Yeah, it depends on you, depends on the situation, and it's really the luck of the draw who you're cruising with at that point in time.
Right. Agreed.
And are you sitting with them at the table? Do you have the opportunity to meet that person? Do you have the same interests? So it's kind of like your neighbors here, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, how long have we lived in this house?
4 months?
And how many neighbors have we met?
2.
Right? It's not like we're you can see us, we're extremely outgoing and ridiculous people, but the rest of them, they're like, you never see them come out of their house.
It's true. It might be the hair.
Oh, yeah, I could be the hair. Yeah. I could see how guys would be jealous of my hair. I feel that totally. What's the next question? Did I answer that?
You did.
Okay.
You did very well. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Will I get bored on a cruise ship?
Will you be bored on a cruise?
Yes.
It depends on you. If you're the type of person who needs constant activity. Now, I've said this before in the last FAQ video, frequently asked questions video, for people to know what FAQ means. It depends, you know, the kind of person you are. Like, cruising is like being in an old age home. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing. A good thing is they're always engineering things for you to do. There's always activities. There's entertainment. There's classes.
There's trivia.
Activities,
there's arts,
bingo,
there's
card
everything.
games, casino. There's
That's
so
right.
much
So
to
much
do
going on.
that if you don't want to be bored, it's really impossible for you to be bored. But the other side of that coin, you could be bored. I mean, you could. I mean, if you,
But
you
there's
have your set things that you do at home, they may not be available on the cruise. You know what I mean?
Right. But there are a lot of options of things to do on a cruise ship.
There's a ton of things to do on there. Yeah. I actually, if I'm on more than 5 days, I tend to get a little antsy because I've pretty much done all the activities.
You do, yeah.
And I move so quickly, you know what I mean? I do so many things so quickly that I kind of get a little.
Yeah.
I've done everything. I've done everything on the ship. I've done every activity. I've seen everything. There's really nothing left for me to see. Take me somewhere else. Drop me off at another port.
Right.
Throw me over the
sea
railing.
Day, you do get restless when there's a couple of sea days.
Yeah. Sea days get a little crazy. But if you like sitting by the pool, you like swimming, like chilling, drinking, trying to meet new people, playing bingo, going to the casino all the time, watching the shows,
Lots
then
of things
yeah,
to
you're
do.
probably not going to be. Most people won't be bored.
Right.
I could say that. But having been on 797 cruises now, you know, you've pretty much done everything you could possibly do on a cruise, you know.
All right. Tell me about the teens on cruise ships.
Oh, jeez, teens. All right, so teenagers on a cruise ship. It's a very precarious situation. Number one, they're trying to prove that they're adults and they're not ready because especially boys aren't mentally mature until they're 25, girls a lot earlier, maybe 17, 18. So you have that disconnect there. Now, what most parents will do is they'll just let their teens just go buck wild on the ship. They're like, all right, you're here, have fun for 7 days. You can't get in trouble because you're stuck here in this closed environment. But what they discount is that when they go to these teen clubs and these teen meeting places, there are teenage boys there, especially the girls. And I can imagine there's a lot of hanky-panky and strange things going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't cruise when I was a teen. I started in my 20s.
Right.
So I didn't know. But I tell you what, if I was a teen now, that would be like the greatest gift to humanity, me cruising as a teen. I would find every possible trouble situation you could get in and probably get in it.
You walk on the ship and it's a closed off thing. They
Yeah.
can't get out. They can't
Right.
get away. So you kids just go and
You have no idea what they're doing. It's really
no
hard to get in
idea.
touch with them.
No idea.
Now,
You don't-
before you couldn't.
You don't know if they're hanging out in someone's cabin.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
The
what they're
teens,
into.
like the kids, like under, I think, 12, I guess.
Yep.
They have more supervised activities where they're locked in, they really can't get out. But once they hit like 13, 14, they're pretty much on their own. They have free reign. They can come and go as they please.
Right.
And that's where the problem
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you have teens that aren't well behaved or a little adventurous, you could run into potential problems with teenagers. Will they get bored? Absolutely not. They're going to find every
They're gonna find something to do.
potential. Like a lot of them will play elevator tag. You know what I mean? That's so annoying.
Well,
And they yell at people. They bang on people's doors. I
they
mean, I'm
squat-
not talking about the bad kids, you
They
know?
squat in elevators and nobody else can get in. They sit on the floor and nobody else
Or
can get in.
they'll
the
go
elevators.
hide
They'll ride
somewhere
up
and you
down.
never know where they were. And
Yeah.
they'll say, oh, I didn't get your signal. You're trying to text me,
Right.
but I didn't get your
Right.
signal. You know, they know they have an out there and they all agree on it. And they're not dumb, you know what I mean? But I don't know. If I had a teenage daughter and I was on a cruise, I would be very, very concerned.
We had one try to stay out past curfew.
Yeah.
I mean, there are curfews on the ships.
Yeah,
and
they don't
we
enforce
had to
them.
go out and look around for that
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah. And it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
If you have teenage kids, you really want to kind of rein them in, make sure they're in at a certain time or check up on them, make sure they meet you at a certain time at a designated location.
At
You know,
least
you're going to
have
meet me in
dinner.
a room a couple
At
times.
least have dinner with them.
But a lot of people don't even do
least
that.
have
A lot of
dinner.
people get their kids on the cruise and they're like, go.
No,
You're on
gotta-
vacation. They don't see. They see them maybe in the morning if they check up
Yeah.
on them. They happen to be there. But
Yeah.
I could see so many bad things happening with teenagers on cruises. And I don't know. If I had teenage kids, I don't know if I'd take them on a cruise vacation at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as a parent, as an experienced parent, I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Go ahead.
All right. So let's talk about the drink packages.
Oh, one of my favorite things. What about the drink packages?
Are they truly unlimited packages?
In most cases, yes. On Carnival, no. They will cap you at 15 in a 24-hour period.
So there are caps on the number of drinks.
Just on Carnival. Now, I don't know if they cap it on Princess. Princess is owned by Carnival as well, and they own another one. They own Costa, and who else? One of the other ones. I think they own Holland.
I think they own Holland.
But I think the Carnival, and I'm not sure if they do it on Princess. We're about to go on our first Princess cruise, and we'll find out if they do that on Princess too. But Carnival will cap you at 15 drinks, whether you're drunk or not. You know, the other cruise ships, we've tested MSC, we've tested Royal Caribbean. There are no caps. No. Norwegian, no caps. No. Now, if they do see you acting strangely and they think you're drunk, they will flag you and shut you down. They could do that through the computer, and you can't get any more drinks, which is what they should do.
Absolutely.
But Carnival's like 15, you're done. I was up to 27 that day on Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
I didn't drink them all, obviously. I'd be dead right now, but I wanted to see if I could push it. And I remember that one bartender looked at his manager, and they knew what they were doing. He shook his head, yeah. They knew what I was testing it. They knew I was a YouTuber, and they knew where I was testing it, and they're like, go ahead, give it to him.
Yeah.
And I was fine. I wasn't drunk at all. I wasn't acting like an idiot, but they will flag you and shut you down. But are unlimited in most cases? Yeah, they are unlimited. And they're pretty good pours, too.
They are.
And no, they don't water it down. It's completely illegal to water a beverage down. They're not allowed to open them and put anything else in them. You can't combine bottles. You can't. After our bartender training, we learned you can't do that. It's illegal, and nobody wants to lose their liquor license, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Go ahead, Felicia.
All right, my last question.
Thank God.
Is an Alaska cruise life-changing?
You know, we are in the process of booking an Alaska cruise.
We are.
And we've talked to some friends who have done it. We've talked to some travel agents, and they're saying a lot of things. Most of the time, people are going to go in the summer. That's the high season, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And they're saying, number one, it's going to rain every day. So get ready to be stuck in there. Now, you lived in Alaska.
I did.
They said, this is the rainy season. Summer's a rainy season. So it's going to rain every day. Yeah, it's going to be light until 12:30 at night, 1 in the morning, 24 hours. But it's going to rain a lot. And number two, I just read that a couple of ports, or one of the ports in Alaska is, you can't get into the ports because there's these mountains and they have falling rocks down that may damage the port. And they shut it down. Is it Skagway, I think?
Okay.
So they shut that port down, and Royal Caribbean or some of the other cruises are not pulling in there because they're afraid that these rocks are going to tumble down and damage the port and they won't be able to get out, which would damage the ship.
Right.
So they're skipping some of the ports up there due to natural events happening. So
maybe we need to hold off on that one.
And the more I'm hearing about these things is they're not all they're cracked up to be. I mean, it's neat. It's got to be majestic and incredible. And you live there. You saw it.
It's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not sure that I want to cruise to Alaska, to be honest with you. I mean, the rain would be depressing. You run through the towns and shop, and I heard it's cold and blustery up there. Even in the summertime in June, it's like 60, 65, 70 degrees.
It's cool.
But that's cold when it's raining.
Yeah, it'd be cool for us now that we've lived here so long.
Yeah, we live in Florida now, so we're used to 75, 80 degrees all year. But
So
is it a life-changing experience? Probably for most people, but
you're struggling.
I'm having a hard time really pulling the trigger on the Alaska cruise. I really, really am.
So maybe some friends out there can comment on that.
Maybe. If you've done the Alaska cruise, tell us when, what part of the year did you go? Did you enjoy it? Was it life-changing for you? I'm having a really hard time. I'm actually thinking about not doing it now.
He is. It's true.
I'm thinking about, let's do Europe, let's do the Mediterranean, let's do Australia, let's do Asia, let's do Polynesian cruise. Let's do something different instead of Alaska and just move that further down the bucket list. But if you've had a better experience, definitely tell us in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it.
Agreed.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, that was easy. I didn't have to
bad.
mention any names. I hope I didn't embarrass anybody.
No.
Hope I didn't embarrass you.
You did not.
My hair. Thank you. Please like, subscribe. Tell us if you have any questions. We will answer them in a future cruise FAQ right here on Cruise Reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all on the open seas.
Bye, Felicia.
I knew she was going to say that.
I'm not leaving my wingman. My long-lost cousin, Tim Cruise, is the ultimate reviewer. Woo! Please watch Cruise Reviews with Tim Cruise Now, Tim feels the need for speed. Well, not so much speed, we're on a cruise, but he completes me. Cruise reviews, there is no substitute.